Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips Daily Fantasy Preview Show for the Major League Baseball games on DraftKings today. I'm going to take a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy games today. Starting pitches, stacks of the day, how we can construct a lineup to ensure that we maximise our point scoring potential, a foundation player and a value play at each position as well. For anyone who hasn't had the opportunity to sign up and play daily fantasy sports with DraftKings yet, I will pop a link in the description for this video to enable you to join the fun today. What a day to come back to it. It's a tough looking slate today for me. Obviously there's less games with it being a Monday as well. There are three starting pitchers I was looking at today. John Lester of the Chicago Cubs for 9,400 is about as expensive as I'm willing to go today. The Mets are not an efficient offense against a left-handed pitcher. They do rank in the top 10 for strikeouts this year. We do need to look past Lester's abysmal run into the All-Star break and hope that the rest has worked some magic. That run obviously does include that start against the Mets in New York with 8 earned runs allowed in just 1 1/3 inning. That being said, with 108 strikeouts in 110 2/3 this year, there is upside there for Lester at Wrigley today. On the opposite side of that matchup is Steven Matz of the New York Mets for 8,700. Do you want to take on the Cubs lineup, and do you want to take on the bone spurs in Matz's elbow? An increased usage of the slider in the last start represented something of a return to effectiveness for Matz. He will need to use his entire repertoire against this lineup at Wrigley if he's going to be successful. He could be a good tournament play today with the strikeout upside of the Cubs, and I think a lot of people are going to shy away from Matz because of the fact he's facing the Cubs and obviously the bone spurs in the elbow as well. Mike Leake of the St. Louis Cardinals is the other pitcher I like for 8,200. He draws the San Diego Padres. Now, Leake isn't an elite strikeout pitcher. He's got 76 in 111 innings this year, and he did only strike out 4 Padres earlier this year when encountering a unit that does rank 3rd in baseball for strikeouts this year. He does, however, come into this matchup off the back of a season-best 10 strikeouts against the Milwaukee Brewers last time out. We will look for closer to that here at Busch, which is a stadium in which the Padres do often struggle. Looking at stacks of the day, there are 2 I like the look of today. The Tampa Bay Rays. Firstly and foremost, obviously, this is at Coors Field. Tampa do hit lefty pitching better than most teams, and they get the opportunity to do so at Coors today. I'm aware that Tyler Anderson's looked pretty good and hasn't exactly allowed homers regularly, but I am willing to chance taking him on with the Rays' proficiency against left-handed pitching with outfielder Brandon Guyer for 5,200, who hits from the right side of the platoon, 250 average and 7 homers this year at the top of the order. Third baseman Evan Longoria for 5,000 is also on the right side of the platoon. He's 286 with 21 home runs. Outfielder Steven Souza for 4,200. He's also on the right side of the platoon, 251 with 10 home runs. And second baseman Logan Forsythe also hits at the top of the order for 5,100 with the platoon advantage, 279 and 8 homers on the year. The other stack you want to be involved with today is the Baltimore Orioles. They get even over at Yankee Stadium in warm conditions with strong winds forecast to be blowing out. Yes, please. Let's add the fact that he's got a 6.34 ERA his last 9 starts. He's averaging a home run approximately every 5 innings under normal circumstances, and now gets the monster mashes that is this Baltimore Orioles lineup that are hitting home runs an incredible amount. We'll take Manny Machado, who qualifies at 3rd and short for 4,100. He has a home run off of Nova, hitting .312 with 19 bombs on the year. First baseman Chris Davis for 4,300 is on the right side of the platoon in this matchup. He has 3 home runs off of Nova. He's hitting .236 with 22 home runs on the year. Outfielder Adam Jones for 4,500. Another Oriole with a home run off of Nova. 262, 17 home runs this season. And obviously outfielder Mark Trumbo for 5,000 is another Oriole with 3 home runs off of Nova. He's hitting 287 and 28 home runs this season. My foundation players today, my first baseman is Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers for 4,600. He gets Ricky Nolasco, who when he's bad, he's really, really bad. Miggy is platoon proof. He's hitting 289 with 18 home runs this year. My second baseman is Brian Dozier of the Minnesota Twins for 4,900. One of my favourite plays today. This one has great numbers against lefties. It's a 250 hitter with 15 home runs on the season. At third base, I will take Javi Baez of the Chicago Cubs. He does also qualify at second for 4,600. He has a home run off of Steven Matz. It's great against lefties. It's a 277 hitter with 9 home runs and 7 steals on the season. My shortstop is Aledmys Diaz of the St. Louis Cardinals for 4,900. Another platoon-proof hitter. He's a 313 hitter with 13 home runs this year and is on the right side of the platoon in the matchup today. And in the outfield, I take Stephen Piscotty of the St. Louis Cardinals. He's 5,200. He's on the right side of the platoon with Christian Friedrich today at Busch as well. Has great numbers against lefties and is a 295 hitter with 12 home runs on the season. For my value plays, my catcher is Matt Wieters of the Baltimore Orioles for 3,800. He's just another Baltimore Oriole that's hit 3 home runs off of Ivan Nova. At first base is Pedro Alvarez, also of the Baltimore Orioles for 3,900. He is starting to heat up now. He hit another home run yesterday. He's another Oriole with a home run off of Nova. He's 254 with 11 home runs this year now. At second base, I'll take Derek Dietrich of the Miami Marlins for 4,000. It's on the right side of the platoon against Aaron Nola. It's a great yard to hit in Philly. Nola has struggled pre-All-Star break with a 13.50 ERA in 5 starts. Dietrich's a 295 hitter with 4 home runs on the season. My third baseman is Yunel Escobar of the Los Angeles Angels. He gets to face AJ Griffin and the Texas Rangers today. Now, Griffin has not looked the same pitcher since the came back from the stint on the disabled list. The yard isn't great and Escobar is the wrong side of the platoon, but he is only 3,200. He leads off and there are big bats behind him in this lineup, which does obviously give us upside for run chances. He's a 322 hitter with 3 home runs on the year. My shortstop is Tim Anderson of the Chicago White Sox. He's 3,900. He's been one of the few offensive bright spots in the White Sox lineup this year. He hits at the top of the lineup. And do you really trust Wade LeBlanc? He's a 279 hitter with 4 home runs and 3 stolen bases on the season. And finally, in the outfield for my value plays is Nomar Mazara of the Texas Rangers for 2,900. I get he's been in something of a rut recently, but this is still an excellent price for Mazara, who is pretty proficient against right-handed pitching. Even with a tough month, he's still at 277 with 11 home runs for the season. That's what I've got for you today. Hopefully I'm not going to be struck down by any more illness or ailments, and I'll be with you right the way through to the end of the season. Best of luck with your lineups today. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups and have a great day.